everyone, I thought it would be fun to do a real summer themed page from Rita Berman's summer book, which I had sent to me by a lovely lady. Frances sent me this lovely book. You may have seen my flip through. Sorry, my voice is moving around. I'm just grabbing a piece of paper to put behind the page. Or a couple. Ooh! I'm apparently knocking a pencil on the floor, which I shall get later. It was my Prismacolor white, I think, but I grab it later. So let's put a piece of paper. And I thought we would do a series of shorter videos. Well, they might not be shorter, it depends how much time we spend on each of these lovely little ices, ice creams, lollies, whatever they are, on the page. So let's get started right away by coming in closer to this one here. I just need to move my things across because I haven't left myself enough room to move my book. Right, I've decided to use the Staedtler Ergosoft pencils for this because they can go quite pastel-y if you use them lightly, but you can also get some darker tones if you want them. So I thought it might be fun, and I thought they might be a set that people may have, again, which helps. So this is number 76, which is the darker, not the darkest brown, and I'm just going to use this for some of the umbrella. And I'm going to use it really lightly because the umbrellas are normally a really pale wood, and I don't have a really pale, the right sort of shade of brown, so I'm just trying to keep them nice and pale, and we'll go over them with another colour, I think. I remember really liking these little cocktail umbrellas when I was a child. I used to ask my mum to buy me one. She wouldn't. Can't think why. But, oops. I'm going to use the number 73 on top, just to tone it down a little bit. I think a sort of Prismacolor beige would be a better colour, but yeah, I don't have that in my Staedtler set, so I'm just using what I've got. Yeah, I always wanted one. I just thought they looked so cool, and they usually had little patterns on, sort of flowers or different colours and things, and I thought they'd be fun. There we go. Now I'm not going to do the colour of the umbrella yet, I'm going to do the ice cream because I haven't thought about what I'm doing, and we'll sort of match it in. Now the tub is my first thought. I'm thinking I'd quite like it to be red and white striped because it looks like it's stripy. So I'm going to do a little bit of shaping on it with some light grey first. So I'm going to use the number 80 because it's rounded, it's not flat, but because we're doing white, we're going to be leaving some of these blank as if they're white. So I think if we put in a bit of shadowing here, so I'm just going to gently reduce the layers of colour towards the middle to make it look a little bit more rounded, and we'll do the same here because it's quite square. That corner's more rounded than this one's quite square, isn't it? And if we just gently reduce the colour a little bit, it gives it a little bit more shape, and we'll do the same up here. I'm just trying to make sure I figure out exactly where the tub is. There we go. Actually, someone was messaging me telling me they'd been doing some undercolouring. It's not something that I usually do, but I thought we'd just work in this instance. I'm going to use my red, which is number 29. If you don't have the red, I would use 23 instead. And I'm just going to do stripes. So I'm going to try and keep with that darker, the bit that I've done darker to be darker, and just reduce. And then this one. So I'm just going to do every other stripe as if it was red and white. So we'll leave the white ones white, and paper colour is what I had planned. That's why we put the grey on, so it would just sort of help us with this shading. We can just continue through. It's quite a vibrant tub. I've just realised I've missed two. Ugh, that one should be red. Never mind. No one was looking. No one knows. No one noticed. This one should be a little bit paler because it's nearer the middle. But it's getting darker there because that's more towards the edge of that bit there is a bit darker. So look, this bit's the dark bit. I find it easier to do the dark bit first. And that bit's paler. Same here, look, darker bit here. And then paler down here. There we go. I think that mist one's okay. No one notices. I pulled a face, you didn't see it. Okay, we're also thinking about this top bit. I'm going to keep with my red. So I'm going to do this line here in red. Like that. So I'm trying to make it a little bit darker on the edges so it looks more shaded. And then the same with these loopy bits. Just fade them towards the middle. It's a little bit tricky. Doing my best. Start darker there. Oh gosh, I'm going to just have a sip of water. 1 minute. I shan't stop the video. Oh, I'll show you my bottle. It's really pretty. It's got an elephant on that. Sorry, right. Now we've got to decide on our ice cream colour. Now I'm quite thinking that chocolate might be fun. But we've already done, our wood is quite dark on our thing, so if we make that chocolate ice cream, I think it will fade into that. So I'm gonna not do that. I'm thinking let's do strawberry ice cream and then, whoops, make the saucy bit on the top chocolate. So I'm gonna use number 61. It's actually, no, it's probably too bright. I'm not gonna use that, I'm gonna use number 20. It's a slightly lighter colour for my ice cream. And I'm going to try and, again, make it darker on the edge, but I don't want it really very dark because strawberry ice cream isn't really dark. I don't know what I'm going to do with these dots, so I'm going to try and colour around them as best I can. And then I'll think about them, but I'm trying to fade as I go towards the centre. So go darker here. And then this as we go towards here. It's a little bit fiddly, hence my not talking very much. It's concentrating a little bit. It's making me feel a bit cooler looking at this ice cream, although I'm not a big fan of ice cream. It's too sweet and cold. Is it? Is it really cold? My son would say. Is it? Is it cold? Here is the 77, which is my chocolate colour. Now this, when we do a chocolate, if you think about, this is actually a sort of chocolate drizzle. So it could be real chocolate, so it needs to be quite dark. So I'm pressing a lot harder. I'm going to ignore those bits in there for a minute. But I'm still going to try and fade it as we go towards the centre. To try and help with our idea of shaping. We'll see how it looks when it's done. We might decide, I might decide to change it. You might too. Now this picture, I was thinking of doing one that was in Rita's compilation book as well. It means that people who've got that one can't colour along. But I just couldn't resist colouring this lovely page with all the ice creams. If, of course, if you don't have this picture, you can just colour along a different picture of an ice cream or a different page altogether. Right. I think that's okay. I think these bits, I'm going to try and do a little bit darker. So I'm just going to press a bit harder, but I'm leaving a pale bit in the middle because I think it would be shiny. Now I'm thinking chocolate dots and then strawberry sprinkles. I don't know why. I'm still trying to think of what we're going to have to do that. I don't want to leave that cream or whatever it is on the top white. It's got a lot of white going on in the bottom. So I'm going to go grab my 20 again to do these shapes. You could do these multicoloured, but I've decided to keep this limited colour palette. I think we'll make that a sort of, maybe we'll use our purpley pink. We really want a reddish pink, don't we, to tie it together, so let's go with the 23. Now you may have used the 23 for your pop, that's okay. I'm just going to do a light layer all over. Then I'll think about where to put my shading. This is quite a sharp pencil, so it's actually harder to get a even layer, I find, with a sharper pencil. Now I'm going to start here, and I think it'll be darker in there and then fade towards the edge like that, and here darker along there. Just fade it. This one I'm going to leave for a minute while I decide what to do. Darker in that fade. So it's the same technique, but we're going the other way, because we've sort of done this so it looks like the light is head on. If you think the shadow, the light bit is generally down there, so I think keep this one a little bit lighter. I'm just going to go around the edge, just bring that colour slowly in, and then just try and even it out a bit because it's a little bit messy. Just take a little bit of time to tidy it up a bit. There we go. Okay, now our umbrella. Now we could do it a completely different colour. I mean, to sort of just make it look a bit different. I'm not going to do it a completely different colour, but I'm going to pick the number 61, I think, to do a different shade of pink. And oops, let's put you back in the middle. There you are, sorry. I'm going to do a light layer and then have a think really about what to do, because I'm thinking the little bit underneath will be slightly shadowed, but it is only a thin paper. I think it's such fun having them. It's usually on a little cocktail stick, aren't they? I guess that's why they're called cocktail umbrellas. I just think they're fun. We sort of associate them with summer, don't we? Right, I think we'll put them a little bit darker near the stick. And it will emphasise the fact that it's not flat, that it's slightly sticking up in the middle. So they all seem to work. I like the fact this isn't fully open. I always struggled with that. Sometimes they'd have a little plastic piece on the stem which you could push up with it to keep it open, because they never like to stay open. I don't know if you had the same problem. I mean, they might be better now than they used to be. I haven't had one for a long time. They're a bit of a fancy and unnecessary item, really. I don't even know if you can buy them. I'm sure you can. Right, let's have a look. I think we might make that do. Now we have got all these little bits all around the whole page in the background, lots of little things. I'm not going to worry about doing those now. I think I'm just going to concentrate on doing each of the items and then we'll do some of the bits. We'll maybe do those on one video afterwards, perhaps. It seems to be, I'm just having a look, you can't see. Well, you've got the page in front of you, you can. If you haven't, you can't. There seems to be repeating things. So there are stars and marshmallowy bits and things that look like Easter eggs, different things like that. So I think we could probably do some of the things the same and some different, but it might be nice to see how the page looks with regards to colour distribution before doing them. So I'm going to wait. Okay, so that's today's video. It is a shorter one, but I had fun with it. I hope you did. I hope it didn't make you too hungry. But thank you so much for watching. Have a lovely day and happy colouring.